Grand Rising, everyone. I hope everyone is having a great Tuesday. I pray that we are going to kill it for the rest of the week. Now, in today's video, I'm going to be giving 5 tips that will help you become financially free, financially successful, rich, wealthy, no matter what your situation is, right? If you apply these 5 tips, it will help you further along the way. Now, if you're stopping by to this channel for the first time, all I'm going to ask you to do is this: like, share, and subscribe. Now, my assistant told me that my algorithms are showing me that people are watching my videos but are not subscribed. So if you fall under that category, click that subscribe button and share, whatever, all that good stuff. Anyway, we're gonna jump right into it. 5 tips that will help you become financially successful. First tip: do not spend money until you get it. This is very important because so many people are in unpayable debt because of this. And this starts with financial discipline, right? For example, this is a perfect example of this. Say that someone says, "John, I'm going to give you $1,000 for Christmas," or "Sarah, I'm going to give you $1,000 for your birthday," and you get all excited, right? Mind you, this is 20 days before your birthday or 20 days before Christmas, and you get really excited because you know that money is going to come in. Now, you go out there, you take your credit card, you start buying the Louis Vuitton, I don't know what these young people wear, Crocs, Nike, whatever. And you start accumulating so much debt on your credit card. Now, 5 days later, that friend calls and they're like, "You know what, John, you know what, Sarah, I lost my job, so I won't be able to give you that $1,000 that I promised." And now you're asked out. You're in a situation where, like, oh my God, I just literally spent $1,000 that I did not have with the expectation of getting it. So you're now in debt and you cannot pay for that debt because you did not have that money. So always wait until you get the money before you spend it. That is a very important rule. You do that, you will not have unnecessary bad debt. And if you want to know an example of bad versus good debt, check out my last video before this one, right? Always wait until you have money to spend it. Never spend money that you do not have. Rule number 2, pay yourself first. Always pay yourself first. Now, this is something that is so cliche and is said so much, but many people do not do it. Before any unlivable expenses, meaning like your groceries, your rent, your phone, gas, water, all that stuff, those are livable expenses, things that need to be tended to. But unlivable expenses are things like the bar, unless you're an alcoholic like my uncle, or going to the movies every weekend, or things like that. Unlivable expenses. Do not contribute money to those expenses first. Pay yourself first. And I know many people are always like, "But life is short, I have to enjoy it." But guess what? Life can also be long, and then you could be old and suffering. Get into the habit of paying yourself first. If you do that, you will always have money no matter what the economical condition is, no matter what is happening in your life, you will always have money. The reason why most people are unhappy, the reason why most people's lives are messed up, it revolves around money and finances. 79% of divorces end because of money. So you will always have money if you pay yourself first. Rule number 3, always have 3 sources of income, right? Many people, unless you're an executive or a doctor or something, or a profession that gives you a great salary, and even those positions are not protected. Executives get fired and replaced all the time. Doctors can lose their license, all kind of stuff. But always have three sources of income because this serves as security. Remember, no job is secure. Now, what are these three sources of income? Number one, a 9 to 5, right? A job that you go to. This is an active source of income. Money that you work for consistently, that is being, an active source of income. Even if you have a sole proprietorship business, that is an active source of income. And then have two passive sources of income. Now, passive sources of income are like real estate, stocks, or even a business that you built that somebody else is running, right? So, but always remember this, because I have several passive sources of income, and people always ask me, how did you just get several passive sources of income? No passive income starts out passively. You have to build it to become active. So put in the work, put in the time, and you will have these incomes that will pay you when you're sleeping. That is what true financial freedom is. You take your active source of income and you invest it. That is how you build passive income. Number 4, always track your expenses. Many people's expenses are on autopilot. They don't know what's coming in. They do not know what's going out. It's like this. Many of you, some guys are in my program, for example. You like a girl, right? You follow her. You hide behind the bushes, behind the trash can. You're tracking that girl. Do the same with your finances. Because this is the thing. If you do not know where your money is going, you're not going to know what quality of life you're going to live. I get it that we live in a world where, yes, your goodness matters, your the kind of person you are matters. But in this physical realm in which we live, if you have no financial ground or a financial track, you can't own anything. You can't get the car you want. You can't get the house you want. You can't have the experiences you want. So track your finances. Treat your finances like how you treat your home. Clean, neat, and tidy. Money is being saved here. This money is going to bills. This is what I'm giving to charity. This is what I'm giving to the church. Track your sources of income, because if you are uniformed with your money, you'll be much, much better off in the long run. And last but not least, this one is a little bit controversial, and it's not conventional wisdom, but most people who have conventional wisdom are broke. But this is a psychological tip that has allowed me to become a multimillionaire. It is always staying broke. Yes, I mentioned all those things. Pay yourself first, always having money. And it sounds very contradictory, but hear me out. Always being broke is this. Stay in a creative mode, right? So for example, I put millions of dollars away in my stock portfolio, hundreds of thousands of dollars in the bank. And what I do is I don't touch that money. I've developed such a discipline where I can look in my bank account, I can look in my stock portfolio, my business, real estate holdings, all that stuff, and I still feel broke because I live my life in such a way where I live it based on my cash flow, not what I have. So when you have that kind of discipline, it's just a psychological trick. It's going to allow you to work even harder. It is going to allow you to become more creative and make more money in situations you never even deemed that was possible. Most of my other sources of income came as a result of me choosing to live like I'm broke, me having this mindset that I'm always broke. So there's this thing that circulates around on social media. It says having $20,000 in your savings account and telling yourself that you're broke is a different kind of discipline. Because those people usually become more creative, they work harder, and they hit millionaire status. So even great business owners, multi-billionaires, they have that mindset. No matter how much they have, they still live as if they're broke. So guys, these are my 5 tips as to how to become financially stable, free, rich, wealthy, whatever the hell you want to call it. So again, you're stopping by for the first time. Remember, like, share, and subscribe. Take care.